Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Flagler Weather Update. Today is the 13th of December, 2025. That makes it a Saturday, and this is your look at the weather ahead for this week upcoming. So, a few things going on here. We do have some high cloud meandering across the state of Florida this morning, and we have an old stalled front down here. You can see it looks like it's trying to come back north. But we're going to have some changes coming ahead. We will be slowly warming up next couple days, but things will dramatically change uh, when we come into Sunday evening and going into Monday as far as temperatures go. So the remainder of the old front there, you can kind of see it there around Cuba. And as we go into tomorrow, which is Sunday, the front moves, an Arctic cold front comes in from the northwest. Now, this is quite a strong front, but we don't have a lot of moisture with it. So the risk of storms with it is very minimal to nil. So we don't have to really worry anything about that, but it is going to change the temperature. And that front just plummets through down into southern Florida, and some much cooler air gets pushed into the region. Is it going to be like a Arctic cold outblast for us? No, not really. The coldest air is going to be north of us, but we are going to feel the chill from this front as it moves into the area. And then Arctic high pressure will push into the area and dominate the weather. So let's go ahead and continue. And what's going to be going on? Taking a quick look with some local conditions here. So there's a possibility of dense fog tomorrow morning and then some very low wind chills. This is going to be more for southeast Georgia and points to our north and west, but it will be cooling off here. Hard freezes, again, well off to our north and west. That's not going to be a concern here. And just getting kind of an idea. This is what the expected wind chills are looking at. And you can see those really low wind chills way up in southern Georgia. Not really that much of a problem for us. We are going to feel the chill, but we are going to escape the worst of it here. So the risk of a hard freeze, again, well off to our north and west. So, again, 0% for Flagler County. So we're in pretty good shape. And we are also escaping the worst of the drought. And we'll talk more about that in just a moment. So let's get to temperatures. That's going to be the main story with the weather through the next several days. So high temperatures today. Gorgeous day to be out there. About 74, 75 degrees. So it's going to be a pretty nice day out there. A little bit cooler at the beaches. The ocean temperature is about 66 degrees. So air temperatures right along the beaches will be a little cooler. Now, how about tonight? Now, tonight, not bad either. We're going to be down into the 50s largely. Maybe right near 60 at the beaches. Again, the ocean temperature about 66 degrees, keeping things a little warmer there. But inland locations, generally mid-lower 50s across the area. Now, tomorrow, it's going to be a warm day, but don't let it fool you because we're going to be popping up into the mid-70s or so. But in the afternoon, these temperatures are going to start to plummet after that cold front goes by. So you'll notice it. You'll notice it starting to get breezy, starting to get cool out there as that cooler air begins to invade the area. And for tomorrow night, look for low temperatures to bottom out in the 40s. Again, that's not really that big of a deal. It's going to be a little chilly, but we're not talking in the 30s or anything like that. And as we get into Monday, high temperatures will struggle to get to 60 degrees. So much cooler air than what we've been seeing, and maybe staying in the 50s in the inland locations. And then as we go into Tuesday morning, again, we're down into the 40s largely, maybe 50s at the beaches. Again, that warmer ocean water helping keep things a little bit moderated at the beaches and the coastal locations. And as we go through the rest of the week, we recover with temperatures by Wednesday getting back into the 70s for highs, and then Wednesday night down in the 50s largely county-wide, maybe 60s beaches. And as we get into Thursday, high temperatures maybe some upper 70s there, lower 70s beaches, and down into the upper 50s Thursday night, Friday morning. Looking at next weekend, here. By Saturday morning, we're looking at low temperatures in the upper 50s. So that's a signal that things will be warming up as we go into the next weekend, the weekend of the 20th, and then on the approach to the holidays. Now, let's talk about wind chill, because that's going to be the bigger impact there. So the chilliest day, and I apologize, I got a kitty cat here that's insisting that she be petted. So we're looking at the wind chills to be largely in the lower 40s across the county by Monday morning, maybe some upper 30s. Now, in the grand scheme of things, yes, this is going to be chilly. You're going to feel it, but it is not as cold as it can get this time of year for us. So, we're escaping the worst of it. Just a couple hour drive north of us, the wind chills will be in the teens. So we are escaping the brunt of this particular cold snap, which is, if you don't like the cold weather, um, that's good news. If you like it just a little bit of cool, but not Arctic cold, that's good news as well. But after we get past that, Monday, Tuesday morning, again, wind chills in the 40s. But then the rest of the week, we are in pretty good shape. Rain chances, are we going to see any chances of any appreciable rain at all? Really through the week, no, none at all. We don't see any. Maybe by Thursday, it looks like they're painting maybe a 10% chance of the odd shower, but nothing significant. So we don't see any large systems coming our way that'll bring us any rainfall. Now let's talk about winds because it's going to be breezy couple days. So what are our peak wind gusts going to be? Tomorrow, we're going to be gusting, by tomorrow afternoon, we'll be gusting up to near 30 miles an hour, especially at the beaches. And then Monday is going to be quite breezy and maybe windy at times, gusting up into the 30s along the coast and the 20s inland. So that's really nothing to worry about. But if you have any really lightweight items like empty rubbish bins, empty trash cans, if you have any really delicate holiday decorations out there, like those inflatable things, you might want to just make sure those things are properly secured because it is going to get a little breezy out there, especially on Monday. And as we go through the rest of the week, those winds cut down quite a bit. We're only seeing gusts like 10 to 15 miles per hour the rest of the week. So, again, we're all looking pretty good with that. Fog risk right now, we are maybe a 10% chance of dense fog as we get into tonight. But overall, just staying really, it looks like there might be a chance coming up, late tonight down here. There could be some visibility reduction to the south of us. But for right now, good visibility all the way things are looking at this point with fog. So let's take a look at our drought situation. Because of the rainfall we had last weekend, we're generally staying out of trouble. Drought index is right in the 300s. That's definitely good. But what about further on into the future? So how are things looking further on? How does Christmas look and all that stuff? So this is the 6 to 10 day outlook, taking us from the 18th of December to 22nd December, almost to Christmas. And we're looking at a warm up. We're looking at a 74% chance of above normal temperatures as we get towards the holidays. How about precipitation? How does that look? Right now, we're looking to stay below normal on our precipitation chances. Going further into the future, this takes us through Christmas, looking for a 80% chance of above normal temperatures for the area and a generally a decent chance of below normal rainfall precipitation for the area. So there's not even a ghost chance of a snowflake for us, which is typical for Florida, but it's happened once in a while. So that's the way things stand there. So in short, a little bit of a cool snap early this week. So you're going to feel that cool snap like Monday, Tuesday, and then things will warm back up. Then going towards Christmas, things look to warm up quite a bit. And that's the way things look right now. Not a lot of rain, if any at all, to be talked about. Looks to stay dry. So our next update looks to be next weekend, unless there's a substantial change. So we do updates generally once a week. But if there's any changes or if the weather is very changeable, we'll do an update on Wednesday. So everybody out there, have a great weekend, a great next week, and thank you for tuning in.